Guess who's back? This is Michael from Blue Gem Tarot. Once again, your favorite reader, your godsend reader, because literally I was picking up the assumptions and intentions for my readings. So if you're here, that means the gods are smiling upon your fate because I choose the best intentions for my readings, and y'all are gonna be healed merely because you're on my channel. So yeah, the three sister stars have aligned in your favor. Consider yourself lucky, okay? A little bit of context here. I'm still mad at the motorcycles in the actual effing background, but y'all, I'm just gonna cast a spell at some point. People are begging me to just learn witchcraft. It's a must at some point, you know? Anyway, not gonna go on a tangent about this right now, but I just wanted to say that um, I love the suggestions that I do have on the channel, especially the ones that do not understand that from what I can actually recall, the actual channel is being called Blue Gem Tarot and not Blue Gem Your Opinion. Um, and just so you know, because this functions as an intention and because God has bestowed this wonderful gift of love upon me, I actually even love you too. So don't think that I'm mad at you because you suggested something that I won't pick up. I read the actual effing suggestions, even though some of them could be a bit pushy, and that's okay. I'll deal with it. But I love you anyways. You have to know that. And I actually like that people give me suggestions for the topics, for the channel itself, for the ideas in which things have to be wonderfully pushed forward. But yeah, just because I could be mad or because I could be using some very colorful language doesn't mean I don't adore the F out of you, and doesn't mean that you're gonna just get away with it. I will eventually challenge you for a pillow fight, or I'm gonna smother you with love till you no longer can literally be mean. Yeah, I could do that, really. If I really want this, I could literally do it, okay? Um, by the way, if you don't want to hear me ramble, that's completely fine. You can actually go in the timestamps and just choose your pile. But as a little bit of an update and side note, I'm still recuperating from the fact that I was asked if I was alright when I was actually trying to be funny. I'm still integrating that trauma. Anyways, I am always overwhelmingly and positively surprised by the actual comments I receive. Thank you so much for all this support that you give to the channel in all the ways you show it to me. That's just literally the happiest feeling in the world when I get to read the comments and when I get to see the impact that I have, because as I was saying, the heavens graced you and blessed you to be on my channel because again, I want my best for my people. So yeah, you're lucky to be here. I'm lucky to read for you. So it's a big, wonderful wish fulfillment for me and a lucky coincidence. Okay. This topic is gonna be called What Do People Say, or what conversations they have about you. This will obviously contain, and I already know what's gonna happen in each pile. It will obviously contain subdivisions or chapters. I devised two for this one. Okay, never mind. This first one is called, if I'm correct, if I'm not mistaken, Fascinating Things That Were Said About You. And second one is gonna be Intriguing. Why I'm laughing is because actually I remember like watching channels and people saying to the creators of the channel, like, I love the part when they get to the point. For the pile selections, we have the first one with a white rabbit, second one with a dragon, and third one with a fish. Okay, the sculpture design thing is heavily locally and Balkan inspired. Don't ask me why, yeah, it's not gonna be disclosed. It's super confidential and it's part of just confidential information, okay? Okay. Whoever invented noise while I do the readings, count your days, literally. Okay. Yeah. Let me take the notes first. You chose the rabbit, pile number 1. I just want to say, I don't know what's going on there on your end. I don't know what's your opinion about this whole thing, but I just wanted to go ahead and say it. This is a very, very positive message, starting with the first card, which is usually the imprint, main energy type of thing for my readings. We have in here the Pilgrim, opportunities and growth. In the context of what are people saying about you, this is gonna be very positively, also inspiring. You are being referred to in conversations, or people say that you are really wise, knowledgeable, kind, and gentle. What immediately came through was a very, obviously this is the Hermit, coming from the Hermit type of energy card. It fascinates me because this is the most non-intrusive, very cohesive, natural kind of energy in here that's being shown, and people refer to it, they talk about it, they associate you with those things. And there has been some rumor, speculation, talk, discussions about your unique impact, imprint, presence, and overall distinct vibe that you do give off. And it's very disarming, it's very innocent, it's very pure. Also, this could be talks about your nature in this case, much more about like who you are and about your overall impact. Now, we also have in here the Two of Cups. This could have been discussions or talks about potential collaborations, connections, and establishing some sort of bridges. This is, mind you, many people. Yeah, we also have for this reading the fact that you are being seen as very refreshing to be around. This is like the cold breeze. There are some, like, let's just say, there are different types of people, and in many cases they have different effects on the crowd. For your reading, I want to say people refer to you in very positive ways, very innocent, very and I just want to say, this is not like that type of case where you are being treated or talked about lightly. This is like very sweet compliments. These are, I'm not done yet. With the world in reverse, the world representing completion, and for this reading we have the card in reverse. This means there is much more to uncover. So there were some people talking about the fact that they are not necessarily ready, but they are not done yet with you. That means building something with you. That means not yet being sure where they are going to move that, in what direction. But my God, this is so awesome. Like, the Two of Cups, this is like, I need to have that person secure, like, I need to secure a relationship with that person, okay? I don't know how to do it. And also, because we have in here the world from this deck particularly, this, to me, talks about a concept of, I'm afraid to uncover. I'm afraid to, like, I'm afraid of the light that the person is emitting, okay? Something about you was discussed also in the sense that, or from the category of, they are somehow invincible, or there are rules that simply do not apply to them. Who needs notes? Yeah, I know I can actually read without anything, but let's just say I'm not always in that state. So yeah, I just accessed it. Not gonna go into too much detail, but here I am, back again. Hope I'm not possessed though. Yeah, I'm not. Never. This is overwhelmingly positive discussions and things being said about you. If anything, actually, I am only possessed by my higher self or God. This is the only possession I only allow ever in my MF life. Okay, just to be clear. This pile comes through as very truthfully innocent and on point, to the point, sharp. They say that you always wear a mystery, somebody they couldn't figure out, but they were afraid to fully look in the eyes. Pile number one, you be staring in those people's eyes like you are like reading their soul or something, but it's like, I'm afraid to go there, I'm afraid to look into their eyes. There is something in here. Now, from the lovey-dovey messages, this also came through that someone either to themselves said that, like, I know this is not like people saying stuff, not conversations or what they said. This is monologue. Who cares? This is my reading, my rules. So that means someone in here talked about, in their monologue, so to speak, in how much awe they were when they saw you. Yes, that's the case. There was something said also to themselves, like, do they know that they are so beautiful or so perfect for me? Anyway, there is speculation, and even again coming back to this beautiful energy I was just accessing, the fact that people are not over you. Like, I don't know what you're doing, I don't care how big your list of blocked people, or whether even the existence of it is relevant to this reading right now, but people are not done with you. They're talking about this like they're okay. And like, I just want to say what's coming through, there are a lot of like information, speculation, and like talks about you, but they are like toned down a bit so as to not fully reveal the impact in which you affect people. But more so, people talk to themselves in this case, like, I'm gonna chase them, I'm gonna like, let's just leave like the stalker vibes. I don't care about, I'm not interested in that kind of energy, okay? This is not like the message about this. I'm not gonna go in that pit right now, okay? But it's the unfinished business theme in here, or people saying to themselves, to the world, to other people that they are not done with you yet, and there is much more to uncover. There is many more layers to actually uncover, talk about. You're not going anywhere like that. Like, if you were dreaming about being chased, my God, your wish fulfillment is here. Okay, that's the gist of it. You can't just flash like this with your soul all over the place and expect that you're just gonna be left alone. I'm sorry, this is your life. But it's just funny to me how with this Seven of Cups, and this is the illusion, this is the overwhelmed whatsoever, go read the dictionary of the meanings thing. But people are positively inspired and not thankful, okay. That's so just wow. No, this is not the proper word for it, okay? And I hate it when it happens, but I'll work on it. There is disillusionment in here. There is certainty. There is like, I'm grateful for this clarity that I have about them. There must have been some discussion in here about some talk about some people being very clear on where you stand in their life, okay? And also there is just this theme in here of just positive and noble or honorable person, like talks directed at that, okay? There is also this, I can't let them slip away. I can't let them go. This means there must have been very serious talks about tactics of like driving retention in the relationship with you, or the proper way to approach you or work with you, okay? We can't let them slip away. And also what's kind of interesting in here, the fact that we have timid alongside all of this, it talks further about the fact that people haven't yet fully understood or uncovered the truth of you. And this also makes me kind of feel intrigued, because also hermit, like this is hermity type of energy again. The hermit never fully, reveals who they are. So it's a bit of mystery in here that we have, quite a lot of it, quite honestly, and you not being necessarily accessible, but there are just a lot of compliments in here. With the 10 of Wands in reverse, there has been some also like talk about the fact that you never fail, or seemingly you come out untouched, unbothered, or you never struggle. You never somehow like something about you is almost like you have this energy to yourself that you have everything figured out. Everything is easy. You could be also referenced as a very patient, very like, I'm gonna wait for it. I'm gonna wait for the right moment, and when I do take on, when I do the action, how do I word it? When you take action, it's actually like the ideal, like when, like you never rush. You're patient. You're waiting for your idea. Okay, so that got interrupted. Not me literally talking 5 minutes to myself right now, but okay. I'm gonna fix that. What's fascinating about this pile's talks in regards to them is the fact that you were never actually boasting or showing up in a way that would be like almost like, I hope I'm like saying the right thing, like not flashy, boastful, or bragging about one's worth, but when you do, or when there are circumstances that show that worth about yourself, not worth, but actual like proficiency at something, people are so positively astonished, so positively impressed, and just intrigued and asking themselves, when am I gonna see more of them, and what is unknown to me about them? What is actually gonna be the next opportunity I get to explore who they are? I'm so mad right now. You have no idea. This has never actually happened. I was like, this type of energetic mental demand makes it so that I usually don't even remember what I was saying. Not me literally seeing that I didn't record. That's just so, okay, never mind. This pile feels like, and this is actually what has been said. This pile is like a well of very pleasant surprises. And all of this seems to be inaccessible because you don't brag about it. You're like a closed book, but once that book gets opened, and it's not for a very long time, people are just astonished. They talk about the surprise, they talk about the sheer amazement in this case, for the fact that there is much more depth and beauty to this pile than actually meets the eye. And I could almost like sense the frustration or the sheer inability to understand what that something is going on, because they can't stop fighting those like conflicting thoughts, and they come off as this rambly, chaotic conversations with people trying to figure you out, but also, and I want to be very like concrete about this, scared to mess it up, scared to miss out on something with you, because it feels like your or internal order and how you live your life, it's genuinely not like necessarily fragile, but so beautifully like interwoven that they are just afraid to intervene or intrude upon that, and therefore make you close you off from them. But it's like, you are being regarded, talked about like a silver lining. There are situations in people's lives in this pile number one's energy that just feels to me like, wish fulfillment, answer to the call, answer to the question, and they cannot like say it out loud, but there is a trail of gratitude or silver lining associated with you. It's also kind of very like, to me it feels intangible in a way, like I cannot put my finger on it. Like that's what people that's what people keep on saying. I can't really say it to them. I can't really point that out to them because it feels alien. It feels weird. It feels like, how can I approach and tell them that they are, or that they feel God sent, or how am I supposed to approach them? And actually, like, it feels really weird. It feels really puzzling, or completely out of context. Like, there are unspoken compliments in here for this pile, and it's just a bit like strange to acknowledge them. It would be a bit too much, almost like for their system. Now, This next part is gonna be about fascinating things said about you, and the next part after this one is gonna be intriguing things spoken about you. Okay. We have in here the energy of I never expected to meet someone like them. Being spoken, I never expected to feel like home, like this. I never knew someone like them existed. This is very sad or teary type of like energy. I never expected to be understood, seen, or loved like this. I never thought that I could love them so much. Okay. Also, with the magician here being in reversed, in reverse. Yeah, I know. This is so demanding. It's actually not annoying necessarily. It is a bit annoying. Let's just be true about this. Okay. Let's just be honest. I have to keep up with the grammar and the correct pronunciation, but okay. With the magician in reverse, it's also kind of the sad story when there is a correction of sorts, or I wish I were like them. I wish I were as pure as they are. And like, what's fascinating about this pile, it's about the fact that you were actually seen as somebody who they wanted to be like, but almost like life made them different, or they blamed life for becoming who they are. Or there is a fragment in here that you represent that they wanted to be or they want to be, but they don't know how. They don't know how to embody, and they seem to be talking about this or conceptualizing of it in silence or in their monologues. How do I like, and it's almost like it's too late. Like for me, it's too late. I cannot be like them. I cannot embody. I don't know how. I never knew. I just wanted to, but I never knew how to make it happen for me. What's fascinating for this bit of energy category, it's how much they get to see themselves in you and the mirroring, okay? It's like never lived story, or the story that never got played out, or the characteristics that I was never able to embody or be. I don't know why people do that to themselves, but yeah. What's also the case in here is just it's powerfully linked to innocence, purity, and I've lost that. Like I keep on like hearing that for your reading in the context of what's fascinating that's been said about you. Okay, yeah, that's kind of weird, but okay. There is almost like this kind of like regression, not regression, but I wish I could turn back time and fix things that I have done, or I wish I were as proficient as they are right now. Okay, that's quite enough. Now, for the that was like which one? It was fascinating things said about you, and the next one is gonna be intriguing. People cannot put their finger on it again, but they know that you are a good person. Their intuition calls them to you. Fascinating, and like the mental overwhelm right now, unmatched. But I love it. It's the part, like it's it's the natural part of it. Okay. It could have been the case where there were some very skeptical people and they said, you know, I strangely trust this person. I don't know them, but I've never been so open. I've never felt as open to them. I've never been so free in their presence. Okay. Obviously, with the witch in here, with experimentation and rebellion, it's an energy pertaining, and also the first card pertaining to spirituality. So there must have been a link or a talk or mention in here that was like, they have something that we don't, or they see something that we don't see. And with the Five of Wands, the fact that you almost like walked into people's lives, or you walk in life with an attitude of being like untouched or unbothered by drama or by chaos, or you never seem to be entangled in issues or things that are difficult or weighing you down. There is no such definition. This pile feels like you feel like a person who's God sent. Like, you are regarded as like a presence that has links to the divine. What's intriguing about this is the fact that they can't quite recall any other signature or energy signature that would be quite as similar as to what you bring to the table. It's very strange how they get the impulses to actually open up to you, and so effortlessly, so easily. Y'all, I'm literally surprised also because you have in here the matching energy of some people saying that they don't talk, or they are not so open to their partner, or they don't feel as open to their partner as they feel open to you, or as they trust you. Okay, so whoever is doing that, I don't even know what to say. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I hope it was enjoyable. I hope you really found what you're looking for. But this, to me, it's like my personal commentary on this whole thing. What caught me off guard was this very first card. It was because it was almost deviating from the rule, or it created this like very positive, very truthful error in the system. Okay, so immediately I understood that this reading is gonna be about some people in here who like play in life, where they get almost like inserted in circumstances so as to enlighten, open up people, open up their minds, and positively, irreversibly affect them, and almost like from the shadows, not directly, but undeniably so, unapologetically so. So congrats on that. Very similar to the intentions or to the actual desires that I would like to have given to this world and to people. So we're matching. Okay, we are matching energies right now. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, comment below how this resonated with you, subscribe to my channel, and if you want to donate, you have the links in the description section or the comment section alongside the actual timestamps. Thank you so much for watching, and I really look forward to hearing from you in the future readings. Take care. Yeah, okay. Don't mind me. Okay, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. We have in here very wonderful energies, as usual. Not as wonderful as the background noise is, but we're not gonna cover that right now because I no longer have the nerve brain cells to deal with it anymore. So let's just go for it, because that's just life. Okay, we have the Queen in reverse with determination and sacrifice. just like how I'm sacrificing right now my patience to endure this whole thing. Okay, something, because we also have the favorite and hopeful. The first things that came through as I was looking at these wonderful cards, just go already, okay, is the fact that you are being perceived as, or you're talked about in various like power driven or very powerful ways. You are being seen as a powerful, strong-willed person. In this case, the talks will contain an element of honor, positive and very like noble and very good referenced talks. And overall, because I see in here favorite and Knight of Cups, it makes me feel like you are being talked about or in secret regarded as their favorite or people's favorite, and like an agent of sorts, like when you have a bestie and you just like send them off to scout for tea. Well, yeah, that's exactly the energy I can see in here. Hunting for the freshest gossip there is and keeping yourselves stocked and ready for winter, because we gotta have the hottest tea ever. So that's gonna be relevant, and in this case it's like, I'm gonna send off my favorite person, and this is gonna be you. Okay, whoever is in here, sitting here watching, hearing this, you are being seen as a very powerful, like, don't mess with them. They are capable of, like, not just walking into the room, but cracking the door open or breaking the door, and yeah, just like stating themselves, like stating their dictating their presence. Okay, like that's how, like, don't mess with them, but they love you. Okay, at the same time, very reliable. They say that you're very reliable. You are not to be messed with. Very, like, serious about the things that you do. It's very, and also there seems to be this not necessarily speculation, but I am so like proud of them. Like I can hear that. You, however, are not only discussed in those ways. I just want to say, or I feel like this reading is covering the aspects of you that are most like needed in the right situation. So you could be like a very different person in different circumstances, and you choose well your like almost traits that you exhibit. But I just want to say, it's like you could be the kindest and gentle, like the most gentle person and soft person in the world if the situation is proper, but you are also quite serious about getting things and getting your like responsibilities done. It's like very, also with hopeful and favorite, I have high hopes about this person. I heard that. Okay. We have also King of Wands, so it's like very, very good reference. This also seems to be seeping through, leaking from the actual sphere of life we call work. So this is like very good work life thing being discussed about you, that they say like, I can't wait to almost like promote or give that person new responsibilities that would further give them the ability to shine or to exert themselves into this world because they truly deserve it, or because they're so multifaceted, or because you're so good at, and you're so proficient and so like good at what you are doing. The Queen in here also in reverse, it's talking about the fact that you're not about the talks, you're not about the impressions, you're about the things getting done, and you're about the serious attitude. You're like very outside of a work context, this is all about a very good reference, a very good reputation, very good, like, look at them, they're gonna go really far. they are very, very, very good at what they're doing. Like, it's very serious impression. This is giving me very reliable, like, honestly, very earthy, or like pentacles or earth signs. No BS, no playing around, okay? And you're being loved for that. You're being talked about in various honorable, profoundly, like, validating also ways. So you are adored. I don't know, that's what I can see. It's a very straightforward, to the point type of energy. um, there is this talk about how orderly you are, but also how it's obvious that you're hiding a lot of power, or you're holding a lot of power that could be immediately unleashed or used at any moment, but you're also kind of sweet at the same time. So it's very balanced, but you have this vitality. You're talked or referenced in a way that reveals how much vitality, fire, power, and in general, like, drive you have in yourself, and how all of this can get unleashed if only the situation calls on it, like, the situation calls for it. So also, this is not the apathetic, this is not the, like, um, dormant slash, like, silent, or depressive pile. No, this is full of fire energy. And also, thus, we have the dragon in here for the pile selection. It's like, just trigger me to make me unleash my full power, just unlock my potential, f around and find out. Like, that's the energy. But at the same time, you really cannot say that fully, because you're being seen as very, like someone's favorite in here. And in general, with people, if you're not being regarded as favorite for some, in general, just very positive words circulating about you, and about, like, you're being seen as a legend, as a self-made person, and as someone who's not boring, and who's very active somehow. Like, I can't wait for the next thing. I cannot wait for the next action that they're going to take. So it's a very, like, a lot of people watching. Also, from the Three of Wands in here, it's again, people are generally talking about the fact that you never cease to amaze them, you never cease to positively impress them, especially because we have in here Noel. So they are waiting for it. Like, they're waiting for you taking the stage, so to speak. They're waiting for you to shine. They're waiting for you to be the main character, and they are very entertained. I want to say this is not like negatively entertained or something. This is like, I can't wait to get to know them. Very similar to another pile, but also, seemingly, because we have this queen in reverse, it's like, I can't wait to get to know them better personally, on a more personal level. They are so impressive. I just want to be the go-to person that will be, like, besides them, okay? Just a lot. Like, you have a lot to give to this world. I just want to say, you are, like, honestly, a lot of things. Like, it makes me feel like only if you just have them act on it, if you give them the permission, or like the validation of sorts, uh, in the form of the proper circumstances. So I would say you have this very beautiful energy of people waiting for you to show up in whatever form there is. Like, they want to see you passionately express yourself. I just want to see them, like, I just want to see their expression. Like, that's how it feels about this pile. And also, this is like a craving for your presence, or people saying that they want, like, more of you. That means people are waiting for you to show up. They are waiting for you to take on the spotlight, so to speak. That's the gist of it. I don't know. There is this also energy of I can't keep up with them coming from the Seven of Wands. It's like, very strangely overwhelmed. It's the energy of people talking about you, the fact that they want to see more of you, but when you show up, they are actually scared or they are running away. Or they have the drive. I swear it's like so funny. It feels like some people would be very almost like close to feeling adrenaline when like their heartbeat is up. It's like very you asked for me, now you better like deal with it. Like that's your energy, okay? So let me address the next part of this reading. This is gonna talk about the I was picking up two subdivisions for this one. The second one was not unexpected but intriguing, and this one is gonna be fascinating. Fascinating again, something very similar to what I was picking up on. People have the drive. They say that they have this drive, passion, or rush of energy when they see you, when they get to have a little bit of your energy, okay? With the hunter, it's like everything is being seen in like very bright colors, very like blood rushing to them, like they come to their senses, or they feel like they are living. They feel like you ignite their presence. They feel like it's similarly to pile number one. I was talking about the energy of people feeling the rush or feeling the actual impression that they have of you, and they feel like this powerful, they have this realization, let's just put it that way, that they want more, but in your case they are not ready for it. But again, it's a very hot and cold behavior. Don't be surprised. This is also people having more, so like just like one monologues. This is huge impressions that they have of you, like very powerful, intense impressions in here. And because we have Cups card, is just what's fascinating about this pile is the fact that you literally could have fans in here. You could literally have people intrigued, powerfully anticipating your presence, and also like charmed, hypnotized, or in love, madly in love, crazy in love, waiting for you to show up. That's how it feels. They feel disarmed. They talk to themselves that they are simply, yeah, it is simply disarmed. Like that's the closest energy I could access right now, or that's the closest analog to what I'm trying to say in here. But yeah, it's just with Hunter, sure-footedness and predestination. Surrender could also be relevant, or like just relaxing and being themselves around you. That's something that almost like they forgot how to feel, or they never felt. What's fascinating about this pile is the fact that you're being referenced in conversations as in and of itself the thing that brings life to them, or that brings vitality, and that brings freshness, something new, a new perspective, a new idea, a whole new chapter in their life. I never felt like this. Like that's like exactly how I referenced this message, but differently in pile number one. But for you, it's gonna be, I never felt so eager to actually surrender and be vulnerable around you, even though it feels very like scary. It feels scary, but I wanna surrender to them. Like that's how it feels to you, to me. Intriguing. Next, we have the intriguing conversations. Okay, with Five of Cups, obviously this is the card of disappointments, or um, if pile number one was one element, you are definitely playing off as fire. So people are very, like, they're talking about the timing, or how they are afraid of rushing into things and getting burned, especially because we have this Three of Pentacles in the middle and the fire element. Again, this deck is using a different system, but it's like I want to place my bet on them. Like, what's intriguing about this pile is the fact that you are being talked about as, like, a go-to, like a very impressive person, an offer I want to take, a chance I don't want to miss, something I really either is going to be my biggest mistake in life, or is going to be my wish fulfillment, or something really I never felt in this whole life. Not me literally overthinking, in this case, the meme about mistake and beefsteak. Yeah. I'm hungry. I'm not sorry about this, but it happens. I'm just a wonderful human being at the end of the day. So, we have in here with merchant self worth and trade. What's intriguing is the fact that people are rushing to you. I feel this impulse, this very powerful urge to just go for it. Just go for it, message you, talk to you, start something with you, but also being afraid that they are gonna lose it all at the same time with the Five of Cups, and still being ready to bet everything. Okay? There is like one also idea coming through that they never felt, or they never saw someone like you, and they don't get the chance to meet someone like you. They don't get the chance to see someone like you every day. Like that's a very distinct energy, and you feel like you are someone who embodies or has a little bit of everything. And at the same time, it's a little bit of everything, but so far it's a lot of good things. So I just don't see, almost like, I don't see imperfections, to be honest. The ways in which you are being seen and talked about, it's so powerfully hinting about, or talking about, like, going in the direction of, I just, I don't know what their issue is, like, I don't know what their shortcomings are, but I want to bet, I want to place my bets on them. I choose them. I want them to be that person I go to. Like, regardless of the relationship, or regardless of the, like, the relationship type, or the type of, like, relating to you, I just want to be around them, period. Like, that's how it feels. And it's very impulsive. It's very almost like fight or flight, very drawn to you, very magnetic, but at the same time, this pile is very discerning, very very, like, selective about the fire. Like, it's very, like, pure fire. It's very, like, consciously directed charisma and consciously directed presence. Okay, you have some wild fans in here, I would say, because from the intriguing thoughts, it's like a lot of hesitation, but at the same time a desire to fully engulf themselves, or almost like enmesh themselves in the idea or the relationship with you, and at the same time understanding that they could potentially go into some very, almost like not risky necessarily, but it feels like it's very highly pulsating, or, you know I want to risk everything for them. I just want to be close to their fire. Like, that's how it feels to me. And they can't wait to see you. That's like, this message keeps on showing itself up in here. They cannot wait to see you. They cannot wait to look at you. They cannot wait to further expand and get to know you. Like, get to know you better, or understand you more, even though they are scared for their dear life. Okay, pile number two. I hope this is resonating so far. But it's like, high bets on you are being placed. I literally cannot understand where all of this drive and fire, and just like, I just want to say, like, boiling blood, okay? Like, that's, and in a good way. It feels like I am full of life when I read for you, or it feels like it's not necessarily explosive, it's like selectively explosive, so to speak, or it's fascinatingly and geniusly directed. It's like blue flame, not red flame, or like controlled fire. Like, that's how it feels. So that's kind of it, file number 2. I hope it resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like the video, comment below how this particularly for you, individually for you, it resonated. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Please do that. That's obviously a necessity. That's mandatory. And if you want to donate, I'm not holding you back. The link is gonna be in the description section and the comment section alongside the timestamps. Make sure to check the other videos on the channel because I release gold every single time, and it would be such a shame if you missed on something that would be potentially life-saving for you, because my readings are God-inspired. My readings, I was picking the assumptions for my readings, and they are healing. So inevitably the stars aligned and God sent you to actually watch my videos, so you have no other choice but to comply. Okay? Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to hear from you in the future readings. Take care and keep on exploding the place because people absolutely love it. Okay? Keep on doing that. Hello, pile number 3. Not me literally starting the reading without even having the picture opened, but anyway. What has been said about you? Are you ready for this? You chose the lovely fish that's almost like looking away, but kind of giving me the side eye. Okay, so that's gonna be it. Maybe you're giving me the side eye. Who knows, really? I don't know. Can be the case. Cannot be the case. I don't know. I could draw some cards on that, but obviously I'm reading for you and I'm busy right now. Okay, we have the puppeteer with explanations and apologies. What immediately surprised about your wonderful, beautiful cards in here is the fact that you're being talked about in various, like, very, very deep and mysterious, ethereal, cosmical, very, like, careful energies. Like, people say that they cannot approach you lightly, and that there is so much about you that's uncovered, unknown, and deeply, carefully concealed, that it's actually scary. Like, the depth of pile number 3, like, that's something that's being discussed. Specifically, also because we have the Hierophant in reverse, not everything in life is what it seems. So that's exactly what has been said about you. There is this, for good reason, like, they should be literally minding their own business and being careful with you, because what I'm saying in here, it's this, like, pile number 3, they are masterful at something, either appearances or about the ways in which they appear to other people, or about the impressions that they give, that people know not to underestimate you. I just want to say this is like the wonderful, perfect example of roses have thorns, okay? It's like, don't make this pile release the actual, like, dogs, cats, poison. I want to say this pile feels like they are full of surprises, but it's like, at the same time, you are being regarded as, like, the powerful person you are, okay? Something about your energy also, like, people say that you have this magic to you that's almost like forbidden, or it's very alluring, it's very And I usually pick pile number 3, so don't you think that I have something with you personally, but it's like highly like unknown, secretive, or like very strangely alluring but dangerous. Somehow, like people, they get with like their intuition, they get this feeling of, don't reveal too much, or don't let them fool you, because they have many more cards that they are playing with that you are not aware of. It feels like you are deliberately playing in life with various hidden advantages and various hidden powers or power levers that you could literally unleash any moment. And it's funny because when I give you the imprint or the energy signature of this, I understand it's not necessarily pertaining to the discussions, but this is giving me the context of who you are and what has been said. So, to translate, that basically means that this is the aura that has been discussed. This is your aura being discussed in here. So, yeah. It's just like, I heard that somewhere. I don't know where I read that from, but it's like basically from not lethal elegance, literally, but it's from this, like this sharp, precise, like almost like deadly, but at the same time engulfing and very beautiful energy. Like if you were to fuse mystery, um, precision, and just like power, like that would be the mix. What colors I see in here is just black, deep violet, and tints of red. But it's talking about a person, or there are discussions, like almost like the discussions about you or the talks in here are regarded as highly confidential, secretive, and almost taboo, because some people are really afraid that you're gonna find out that they are talking about you and that they're afraid something bad is gonna happen to them. I don't know. To be quite frank, when I saw this hand from the puppeteer, it revealed to me some sort of truth about you, that you are elegantly like precise and suspiciously truthful, on point. It's almost as if you were to be ascribed like villain like qualities, but then again you direct those qualities for the good, or you are a good person and you're using those power elements in virtuous ways. And it's like, to translate, again, this is like using manipulation so as to find out the truth, or using schemes so as to bring to the surface the truth. This is honestly reminding me of like Scorpio energy, like truth driven, but honestly also very like Cancerian, or in general water energies, because also we have the fish in here. Doesn't have to be, but it's like, having blind spots, and people do have a lot of them. It's very dangerous. People are scared. They talk about the ways in which they try to hide, or they want to hide away from you, because it feels like you are too, almost like you're seeing everything. Okay, you understand everything. We also have the emperor. It's like, power, like you exude power, and that's so, I think, scary for a lot of people, and rightfully so, because, and I just love it because I don't see it being like malicious. I just love it that, I see the case where you are actually directing those qualities for the greater good, or you are just like the classical example of a person who could potentially be bad, but you choose to use those in the advantage of your people, and in general, like, just be decent with me and you'll be left untouched. Like, that's how this one feels. At the same time, I just want to say, because we have the Queen of Cups in here, you are being regarded or seen as very sweet, or again, similarly to another pile, a favorite for some people. It's like, that's exactly what I wanted. Like, that's exactly the intensity, that's exactly the the energy combo that I wanted. You seem to be the perfect, like someone in here either thought, had monologues, or talked about you in a way that said, that is exactly my type. That's exactly the way I want my partner, or I want like a close person, my best friend to be. Like you come off as like, the key, exactly the perfect key to their life circumstance. That's exactly what I wanted to see in my life. But genuinely with the Hierophant, people say that you are pretty much unreadable, and they are afraid of what's to come. Like they're afraid what's gonna show up next. They are afraid that they cannot read you, and they do not know what to expect from you. It's very scary how for them you are beyond their reach or beyond their control, and you could be a master of switching things, changing places. You are very intense, okay, with pungent and gentle as well. You almost like um, tamper your energy for the right situations. But if pile number whatever was pure fire, refined power, refined fire, or controlled fire, or pure fire, okay, never mind what it was. Um, in your case, this is like controlled power, or controlled electricity, or surges of geniusly managed energies and geniusly directed energies, and you seem to know everything. I don't know, it feels to me like your presence into the room, like, my God, the conversations like that were held about you are highly like confidential, highly scarily like like taboo, again holding a lot of anticipation, fear, and I don't understand the phenomenon of pile number 3. That's how it feels. And with gentle, it's like you're not even showing your full on extent of your true power, and these people are scared. Like, yeah, pathetic. You are just like the centerpiece, like in the shadows. And there are some people who could call themselves powerful, whatever, but everyone knows that you hold the supreme power in this case. Like literally, I was like channeling it for you. It's like the classical story when there are some leaders and there are some um, pseudo leaders, or the actual leaders from the shadows. That's how it feels, because the Hierophant in reverse, this is not classical, this is extraordinary, this is unknown, this is something new, this is an deviation from the tradition. But in your case, it's like people say that you deviate from, like, not necessarily the norm, but you deviate geniusly from the actual predefined structure that was meant to enslave, or that was meant to limit, or that was meant to corrode or corrupt. And almost like you are actually doing all of this in the favor of you, your people, in the favor of releasing or setting free the people, and you outsmart the system. People talk about the ways in which the system's rules do not apply, or you bend the rules, or you find such discreet ways to actually outsmart the system, outsmart the manipulations that are being given to you, that people are actually not very happy about it, okay? I cannot lie, I cannot catch them unprepared. It's like, even if people tried, that would actually fail. I can see in here somehow like people saying that you're foolproof, bulletproof, some sort of invincible, very gracious, like evading danger, evading bad situations, intelligently, like smart ways to outmaneuver the situation in your favor, and still retaining and saving your reputation. Like it was never, like people could literally try and mess with you and they couldn't, okay? With artists in here, it's like, look at them, look at how smart they are, look at how easily they evade things, look how rooted they are in their energy, in their identity, look at how proficiently they're like, people look, they watch you like they watch a movie, okay? With artists in here, it's like talking about like Some people live their life like they survive. You live your life like you are in a movie. You live your life like you are the main character in a movie. And with Tree, like, I never forgot who I was despite everything. I never ceased to believe in myself. I never doubted myself. I was always confident I could rule everything out. I was always confident I will get to the bottom of this, like Scorpio energy for sure. Um, this pile is not about the explosive assertion of power, will, or domination. Who needs that when you can do it without all of this altogether, and you could actually win much more out of it, okay? And nobody questions you, by the way. That's how it feels. With Padlock, you could be highly secretive. With Padlock as well, it's like, they're never gonna find out the truth about you. They're never gonna even suspect. They won't even have the slightest inkling about who you are. They're never gonna figure you out. That's how it feels. Like, that's how also in conversations it's like, I don't understand how to figure them out. I will never figure them out, or I would like to figure them out, but I can't. I want to control them, and whenever I try, I just end up feeling like I'm out of control. It's like when the person tried to gather information about you, they could have found some very contradictory information. When they could have tried to control you, they didn't, or they couldn't, or you ended up doing something that thwarted their control, or you ended up being free and much more efficient, way better, or everyone was praising your freedom, something like this. And they said, like, this person should actually be free and you cannot control them. Like, something about you just geniusly outmaneuvering the situation in your favor. Congrats on that. Next bit. This is the fascinating ones. The chiromancer in here talks about the fact that somehow you got something figured out that they didn't, or you have the keys, or you have the answers, or you do not seek approval from the people. Also, with the chiromancer in reverse, it's like, I can feel like they know something I don't, or I can feel like they're staring or gazing into my soul, and I can feel like I am not as capable of doing that as they do. Some people in here talked about, like, what's fascinating is, like, I've never felt so seen, or I've never felt like I was, like, so incapable of hiding myself. This person doesn't need anything to actually crack me open. With Emperor in here, in very good graces, very highly, like, esteemed, very good regard. I can't really, like, pick, like, I can't really pick fights with them. I can't really find fault with them. It's not working. It's not even if they could at some point, or seemingly succeed at it, or think that they did, at the end of the day, it doesn't make them feel right. It feels like the consequences of their behavior really catches them, or they feel like they lost something much more valuable. But generally, it feels like it's just a lot of frustration in here. I cannot bend their will, even though I would like to. Like, that's how it feels. But in general, it's like invulnerable. You feel invulnerable. You feel like there are no vulnerabilities about you. There are no weak spots that pile number 3 has. Like, that's what people say. And that you have everything under control. Isn't that amazing, though? 3 of Wands. Someone said in here that whenever, like, wherever you go, you carry with yourself that effect, that kingdom, that, like, almost like chapter or era or legend with you, and your influence bends everything. Your influence, like, almost like succumbs to your control. I don't know, it's very funny how this all comes through via words, but everything seems to be almost like soaked in that power, soaked in that control or aura. Like, it's very, like, when you walk into the room, it's undeniable that people acknowledge and see and like are very aware of what you bring to the table. It's actually intimidating at some point. And people understand not to mess with you because there is some sort of future outlook that they, and like the Three of Wands, it's like, I can see this person is gonna go far, and I don't want to mess with them because I don't know where they are going to end up and what consequence I'm gonna be faced with once they do access their full power. Now, the next bit, this is gonna be that was the fascinating, that's gonna be the intriguing. The cartographer, this could be like conversations about your history, about where you've been, because this is cartographer, and crossroads exploration. This is a desire or a talk or a conversation about trying to understand where you came from, what made you who you are, trying to understand what is the source of your power, trying to understand your roots again. It's also going to be the case when you're going to understand or receive the confirmation about it being true, when you're going to be seemingly asked some questions that would seem a bit almost like intrusive, or you're not going to understand why the person actually asked you about this. But there is a strong intentional desire to understand your lineage, a strong desire to understand what you're made of, where you came from, how you got formed into who you are, and a lot of like a lot of desires to figure you out, let's just say. With this map in here, it's like I want to like truly trace and understand where they start, where they end up, what are they made of, like why, like they want to figure you out. Okay, also what's intriguing about this is the fact that the more they try, the more they fail, because we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. It's like there is a lot of stress, frustration, and control that's being invested in the situation of figuring you out. And the more they do, the more they understand that they cannot get the full picture, or it's very confusing. And seemingly they feel more out of control. There must have been discussions, talks that were directed at information gathering when it comes to you, but at the same time, there is this strong feeling to this pile that I feel like I'm gonna outgrow the sources. Not, you're gonna outgrow the sources of your power right now, and you're gonna further expand into the exertion of your power that you already have. It's as if people more and more start recognizing and start acknowledging who you are and what you do and what you represent. It's like you are in this blossoming phase, not even like the bearing the fruit type of stage. It's like, people are getting to know them, and I do not like that I'm not in control of the image that they are creating. Okay, pretty powerful, I would say. But anyway, that was your reading pile number 3. I hope it resonated with you. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment below how this resonated, and subscribe to my channel if you want. And I'm not stopping you. You could literally just donate for the channel. You're gonna have the links in the description or the comment section below, along with the timestamps. And I'm really happy that I have managed to capture all of this. It felt kind of heavy, but it felt also very descriptive. It felt strangely very familiar. Okay, whoever chose pile number 3, this felt oddly familiar. It's like I know you for some reason. Thank you so much for watching. If you want, you can choose to watch other videos on the channel as well. You could find some very interesting stuff there. I said stuff in a good way. Yeah, I think that's about it, and I hope to hear from you in the future readings. Take care.